What is perfectly legal, but creepy as hell? Using the urinal next to me when there were plenty of other choices. Hanging out in a public bathroom timing how long people pee. Swear to God. I did a lot of work in hospitals for a while, big freaking hospitals with tons of bathrooms all over the place. For some goddamn reason, regardless of what time or bathroom I selected to take a shit in, not 30 seconds after I sat down a janitor would knock on the door to clean the bathroom. It's not as if it was one janitor, just some random janitor would inevitably need to clean whatever bathroom I was in as soon as I got comfy. It's like I was being stalked by the janitors. So now I'm trying to take a shit knowing full well there's somebody out there actively timing how long it takes. A national newspaper having a countdown for when a child actress becomes legal for sex. Answers to questions that will surely come, yes. The Sun, UK. Emma Watson. I loved that interview with Daniel Radcliffe. He was doing a play that had some sexual content and he was asked if he found it unusual to be sexualized at such a young age. Think he was around 18 to 19 at the time. His response was that they had no problem doing it to Emma Watson. Technically, you can stand on the sidewalk and stare into someone's house through a window. It's not illegal as long as you stay off of their property, but it's really freaking creepy. If you do it for too long, it is actually a form of stalking. Which is illegal. Lol. When I was a child, we had a creepy, horrible neighbor that would harass my family constantly. One of the things he did was stand at the corner of his yard and videotape me playing in a pool with my friends. We were around 8. My parents called the police but were told that it's legal if he's on his property. I had a neighbor like this growing up. He never creeper on me or my brothers, but one time my dad saw him up on his roof, looking into the bathroom window of the house next door, presumably watching the 16-year-old girl in there. My dad put a huge blue tarp up against our shared fence, like 10 feet tall, and told the entire neighborhood why. The guy complained but couldn't do anything and eventually moved. My dad is currently in an injury case against his old job. There's been a car outside his house filming him for the last couple months trying to catch him doing compromising things to disprove his injuries. That's very creepy. That sounds quite expensive. Using a laser rangefinder to ensure you stay outside the effective radius of a restraining order. Fortunately for the plaintiff, when the respondent is continually staying just outside of the distance specified in an order of protection, it is illegal and provides just cause to get arrested. In some states, it's actually legal to take upskirt pictures with your smartphone, as long as they are wearing panties. Super creepy as hell. I only know this because a judge ruled a guy innocent for doing just that because of a law that was worded a certain way. No clue if the law has changed to include upskirt pics. I've worked in construction and built some Walmart shopping centers and distribution centers. Had a site manager on a job tell me that Walmart used to have a super specific level of shine they wanted on their floors when they were finished and opened up for public shopping. However, with the ever-increasing presence of cell phones and better cameras, they had to begin to dull the floors because people were able to just grab upskirts by taking pics of the floor under people. Parking across the street from an elementary school with binoculars. Technically not illegal, but you definitely get the cops called on you and make the news. I work in commercial construction and we build a lot of schools. When we complete a project, part of my job is to take drone photos of the completed building. Typically by the time I get around to taking these drone photos, school has already started. So on several occasions, I look like I'm just some random guy standing out in the parking lot, taking drone photos of an elementary school during a normal school day. It's not a great look. I've encountered the cops a couple of times, but they've always been pretty cool about it. Nobody is saying you can't eat a banana, Terry, but you can't just stand on a street corner for 30 minutes and suck on it. You have to actually take a bite. I like bananas. I eat them a lot at work with lunch. In the military, I learned that when eating a banana, it's okay if you bring the banana to your face. Not the other way around. Go ahead, try it. Bonus points if you make eye contact with someone while your mouth is slightly open with the banana headed for it. Never gets old. Hanging your doll collection from the trees in your yard using string made from human hair. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Goodwill now and buy all the dolls I can find. Do you think the HOA will approve? Sitting next to someone at a public transport even when there are other seats available. Or even better, as someone gets onto public transport you can move over and pat the seat next to you, inviting them to sit. Paparazzi. There's a heartbreaking video of Paris Jackson trying to run from paps asking invasive questions about her dad who'd passed away. The way she just cries out, "Please leave me alone," as they stick cameras in her face. Terrible. It takes something, I swear, that's in DNA to want to work as a pap and feel no remorse. Trying to make your kids social media famous. Before social media it was the pageant doll thing in the 80s, creepy as hell. Facing the wrong way in an elevator. Ugh, that is creepy. There's no wasted motion doing this either. You just elect to turn around after you get to your floor and exit rather than when you enter. Sitting on a lake bed at night with a rebreather and no flashlight. I literally shuddered at the idea. Light is good. Light is lovely. Light is what stops the idiot fish from running into you, because apparently some of them just bonk around at night / in the dark and cause your soul to leave its earthly vessel in terror. Media outlets, typically disguising it with comedy, putting up _turns 18 on _countdowns for child actresses. Natalie Portman was 13 when she got a countdown on her local radio station. Fuck's sake, Mary-Kate and Ashley were like 4 on Full House when they got their countdown. The moment Emma Watson turned 18, someone laid on the floor and took a picture under his skirt. Like literally the moment she was 18 and went outside of her party. Child beauty pageants. They're actually illegal in France since 2013 for age groups under 13, and 13 to 15-year-old pageant groups are regulated. This one hits close to home. A good friend of mine lives in a major East Coast city. As a single woman she is extra cautious. She was the victim of a known local Instagram celebrity this weekend. Basically this guy follows people, guys and girls, around and records them. When they get annoyed and tell him to stop, he gets more and more obnoxious, trying to get a reaction. He is careful not to cross the legal line for stalking etc. and does it in public, so the expectation of privacy. He then posts the inevitable freak out online. I'm not going to share the page, my friend made the cut, because I don't want to grace this troll with the page views. I live in Baltimore and we had a guy doing that a couple of years ago. He got charged after a bunch of complaints. Not sure what happened to him though. MLMs, though I think they'll be illegal soon enough. Edit, MLM is in, multi-level marketing. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's a reverse funnel system. Sifting through someone else's garbage bins. Cops and collection agencies do it all the time to gather evidence. It's perfectly legal, as the bins are on the street, which is public. You can even turn it around and do it to the cops. They'll still try and throw the book at you, of course, but it's legal and the courts have ruled as such. Update, this got popular, so it's see a time. Please check your state's laws on this beforehand. They're all different, and some might supersede the SCOTUS ruling mentioned by /u/AdamBay_the_gorilla. Tracking. Whether it's Google, Facebook, the government, or whoever. Frick right off with that. Stalking someone doesn't have enough legal repercussions. My husband has this guy who is a total creep. Road raged him, then called him trying to track him down, and had friends calling to trick us. Found our old address and wanted to try to meet us there. Total creep. But not enough to make a clear stalking case. We'd have to pursue it all ourselves. Uploading your kid's life onto Facebook for strangers to view before the kid even knows what the internet is. Edit, remember how when you first started using the internet, there was no trace of you. You didn't exist online. The power was in our hands to create our digital footprint. We could expose as much or as little as we want, and we still can. That classic scene where your parents take out the old baby pictures to embarrass you in front of your new partner literally won't be a thing anymore. Imagine logging online for the first time to find more pictures of you growing up than you've ever seen before, and realizing people you don't know have had access to them for years, commenting on them and liking them. Your parents' old friends that they haven't spoke to in 10 years and have never met you. Corporations influencing government via donations and the non-stop revolving door between the two. 1. Fossil fuel companies are preventing any real kind of progress to carbon reduction targets. 2. pharmaceutical and medical companies blocking healthcare reform. But it's not bribing them. Leaving a piece of your body behind for your future generations. My great-great-grandpa did this by having his skull revolved and turned into a goblet for his daughter/my great-grandma. Lasted about a few years before someone stole it. Saying that two little kids would look great together as a couple. This ruined so many friendships and bonds for me when I was a kid. I had a friend who was a boy. Oh, your boyfriend is coming over today, son of a family friend who is a few years older but makes an effort to include me and be decent to me. Oh, do you fancy him? Like she wouldn't joke about it once or twice, it would be never ending after any exchange, and in the end it mortified me so much that I'd get really awkward around whoever it was and just stop interacting with them because of it. It's not funny, it's just exhausting and ruins what could have been a sweet and innocent friendship for the kid. Thanks for watching.